Hey, how are all of you guys doing today? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I know I am, because we are back at it again with another random review. Once again, it is just me, just Johnny, and I will be reviewing Metro Last Light Redux, the sequel to Metro 2033 Redux. Getting right into this, I need to tell you that the game improves upon every aspect set up from its predecessor. Last Light starts out about 1 year after 2033. You still play as Artyom, who is now a ranger for the Order. The game follows the ending where you destroyed the Dark Ones and killed their entire population, or so you and everyone thought. Unbeknownst to you and everyone else, there is still one remaining Dark One, a child in fact, and it is your mission to find this child Dark One and kill it, ending all of the Dark Ones once and for all. First positive I want and have to say is the campaign in Last Light is certainly much better than 2033. Not only do the stakes feel more real here compared to the last game, but throughout this one, the questioning of the Dark One's true nature is constantly tossed around.
The bombing of the Dark Ones may have been humanity's worst mistake. What if they meant us no harm, but were trying to communicate? Perhaps the severe pain and loss of consciousness suffered in their presence just meant we were incompatible. Machines with different wiring.
Was it right of you to kill the Dark Ones? What if they never meant any harm to us? What if humans were meant to be wiped out and Dark Ones were meant to replace us? It's all really interesting and gets you thinking. Some of these supernatural aspects have even been expanded upon greatly and were such a treat to experience.
Enter the water and imagine what you would change in your fate. Think of the Dark One.
Don't be afraid. You're meant to be here, Artyom. Further! Closer! Think of the Dark One, and the river will bring you to him!
Familiar scenery? It's the tower. And down there is the city of the Dark Ones. It's the moment you launch the missiles. Look, that's you.
In the last game, your home station exhibition was in danger of invasion from mutants. It was supposed to be like a race against time as you fought your way through Moscow to gain help from the Council in Polis, but I never really felt the urgency the devs intended. Here, I felt it. There's an enemy faction planning to invade D6, the underground bunker you found at the end of the last game, now used for the Order as an HQ. You have traitors amongst your ranks. You have conspiracies surrounding a new and mysterious virus that utterly and mercilessly destroys its victims from within. Last Light to me felt like an actual race against time as you try your best to catch up with the last Dark One and kill it, while also learning these mischievous plots of your enemies. The story even makes Artyom a more interesting character, surprisingly. You see the connection he has with the Dark Ones and the explanation behind it that was lacking from the previous game. You also learn a bit more about him before the bombs fell. He still doesn't speak outside of loading screens, but hey, maybe 4A games can change that in Exodus.
Mama?
Artyom, darling, you're so big now.
Mom, I'm scared.
Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of now.
Don't leave, Mom. I'm all alone now.
You're not alone. You're the first.
during the campaign, you will visit even more interesting and unique metro stations that are actually notably different from one another. 2033 had different stations you would pass through, but to me, they never really felt different than yours though. Nothing made them stand out. Polis was the only notable one, but even that was nothing special. Here, however, you'll visit a metro station based entirely around a theater.
And thus, our incredible show continues. This man spits in the eye of danger, challenges nature, defies the god of his new world, and proved once again that humanity is a master of all. A warm welcome for Leonid Burley, our animal trainer extraordinaire, with his, terror of our city. Allez, go!
Ali, go!
Allez, go!
Allez! Stupid freak! Allez! Where are you? Get back!
You'll even visit a metro station completely submerged in water, forcing the residents to build higher structures in order to live above it.
Back from Oktyabrsk. While we were there, me and the boys went to that creek.
Did you want something, young man?
Make your choice. Everything's fresh.
Oh, what do we have here?
Some fish bells.
On top of the improved story, gameplay has also been improved, as it should. Perhaps the gameplay mechanic most needing of improvement from 2033 is the stealth. Here, stealth is finally actually a viable option. Yes! No longer will a missed throwing knife alert every enemy in the vicinity, even if they had no idea where it came from, or even the fact that it was a knife that hit the wall. No longer will being spotted for just a millisecond take you out of combat. Stealthing in this game is actually really fun and really rewarding, and I found myself preferring stealth much more than straight up combat. I also preferred it because this time I learned from my mistake. Instead of playing on survival and normal, I played the game on survival and hardcore. Now this is how the game was meant to be played. It has a nice balance between difficulty and fairness, although there can be some ridiculous difficulty spikes here and there. These spikes mainly come from the wave defense sequences, which I absolutely despise in this game. These moments are absolutely atrocious and should have never been implemented. Maybe you can fare better than me, but I really struggle with these moments, mainly just because the game throws hordes upon hordes of mutants at you, and on survival hardcore, ammo for any automatic gun is extremely limited. You'll kill 5 Nosalises and then realize you've used up half of your ammo already, and you'll only get 2 guns in this difficulty, so it can be extremely challenging, but not challenging in the I need to rework my strategy, more so in the I just have to try again and maybe I'll get lucky this time. These moments I found really brought the game down. Another aspect I didn't like were these new boss fights. The game introduces these special variants of the already established mutant, and even though these are bosses, they're not much more different than your normal mutant enemy. They don't really play differently. The only difference they have is their appearance, mainly just their color or their size. I think the game could have done without these bosses, to be honest. All they succeeded in was draining my ammo count. There was even one boss fight with a mutated bear, where you had to injure it enough for the Nosalises to jump on and attack her. Then you had to shoot the mutated bear's back to drop her health bar. That's good and all, but there was a glitch that just kept plaguing my playthrough. 2 times I would injure the bear, and 2 times the Nosalises would fail to jump on her and attack her, allowing me to shoot her back. That wouldn't be bad because I could just reload to the last checkpoint, which saves right before you enter the boss fight. But remember, I'm playing on survival hardcore. Ammo is very limited, and so are health packs. So when you die over and over and over and over and over again because you got your ass beat prior to this moment, and you're basically one shot, you don't have any more health packs, and you didn't see the health pack that was well hidden in the grass on a dead body, you're gonna be forced to restart many, many times. So the one time you do succeed, it hurts all the more when the game decides to screw you over and bug out. I also got another weird glitch while fighting this boss. After stabbing her, Artyom got stuck underground, which just trapped me there. I couldn't move, I couldn't get out, so I just had to sit there and get my ass whooped.
She protects her back. Vulnerable there.
Besides from that particular boss fight, all the other ones were just a breeze to beat, so if the devs decide to implement more bosses in Exodus, hopefully it's better than this. Other than the boss fights, I was also bummed out at the fact that you didn't meet as many interesting and likable characters in this one as you did in 2033. All the characters you meet are either characters you've already met from 2033, or they're new characters that don't stick around long enough for you to make an impression. In my opinion, you'll only really meet 2 notable companions throughout the game. One of them is Pavel.
That's the way to do it, bro! Just like the 3 Musketeers, if there were 2 of them. You ever read the book? Really confusing, but I fucking loved it. Always wanted to be Athos. You can be D'Artagnan, huh?
Pavel is this really cool and charismatic guy, while also capable of being very serious. But sadly, you leave him pretty early in the game, leaving you alone for most of it. Now, after you complete the main campaign, you think to yourself, wow, that was pretty badass. I wish I could play it more. Well, fortunately for you, you can. Metro Last Light Redux comes with every single story DLC released with it. Most of these are pretty fun and give you insight to some of the characters you've met since beginning this journey. In 3 of these DLC packs, you play as Khan, Allman, and Pavel. You get to take control of them and see what they were up to, and unlike Artyom, they actually talk, which I really appreciated. Hopefully this is a sign that Artyom will speak in Exodus. Please? Please let Artyom speak in Exodus, please, 4A games. You also get some miscellaneous story packs where you play as minor characters that you didn't see in the story. One of which sees you as a character waking up to find he's trapped in an underground bunker similar to that of D6. Here, you have to fight your way out through spider bugs, the part scorpion, mostly spider mutants. You briefly fought these things in 2033, and you see them again early in Last Light, but here, this DLC pack dedicates the entirety of itself to them, and holy crap, is it fun! It's got this eerie sense to it as you track your way through this web-infested bunker with your lighter out, burning out cobwebs. You hear eggs hatching all around you and heavy pitter-patters coming from every direction, and then you're attacked and find yourself completely surrounded. You find yourself backed up against a corner, shining your flashlight on this spider and then that spider, quickly switching between them, trying your best to fend them off. Oh man, it's really cool and so much fun. I'm so glad they have a DLC based entirely around these spider bugs. You also get a pretty cool developer room. Here you can test out every weapon in the game with every attachment. You can also set up fights between different enemy NPCs, and you also get a really cool room with every model from the game. Here you can inspect them and play with the animations. It's pretty neat. There's also an achievement that sees you spending an entire hour in here. It took me 15 minutes before I got bored, so I don't know how you're supposed to spend an entire hour here unless you just sit there and go AFK. But like I said, most of these are interesting and fun. One of these DLC packs is just disgusting and absolutely terrible. It was so bad, I couldn't help but curse up a frickin' storm at 2 in the morning and beat my keyboard senseless. This DLC was The Tower. Wanna know why this DLC was so atrocious? Well, what aspect to the main campaign did I hate the most besides the boss fights? What moments did I find utterly terrible and also atrocious? That's right. The wave defense sequences. Oh my god, are these even worse here? This DLC pack is entirely based around luck. Even if your aim is pinpoint accuracy, it doesn't matter because the game overwhelms you 1 to 50 in a matter of seconds, throwing a whole slew of different enemy variants your way. Meanwhile, you have either terribly placed cover or none at all. This was absolutely infuriating. I thought I would just hop into this and earn an easy achievement while having fun. I have yet to earn that achievement. Even on Spartan and normal difficulty, this is impossible. No more wave defenses, please 4A games, I beg of you. No more. Overall, the DLC packs minus the tower, because you won't be playing that one, will total around 4 hours. I completed the main campaign of Last Light in 10 hours, which is a good achievement from 2033, which was only 6 hours for me. But again, difficulty may play a factor into this. So, looking over everything, I'd have to say Metro Last Light improves greatly upon the foundations 4A games created with 2033. The story is better, Artyom is more interesting, the campaign is longer and still manages to keep your interest, bringing you back each time and wanting more. There are a few hiccups, but they're pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. That is why, as my final rating for Metro Last Light Redux, I will be issuing it an 8 out of 10. Last Light improves upon everything I had a problem with 2033 and then adds even more. This was a great game, and again, there is an alternate ending, which is absolutely badass and is the canon ending. Although it is very tough to unlock since it requires you to complete very minute details. So unless you want the achievement, just watch it on YouTube. Alright guys, that will do it for me today. If you've gotten to the end of this video, I thank you greatly. And as always, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you all next time.